Well, I've made it inside the World of Nintendo headquarters in Redmond, Washington. This is where all the games are assembled and then distributed all over the country. And look what I found. A map to that new game, Final Fantasy. Sorry. Well, I've made it inside the World of Nintendo. Well, I've made it inside the World of Nintendo headquarters in Redmond, Washington. This is where all the games are assembled and then distributed all over the country. And look what I found, a rare map to that new game, Final Fantasy. I'm told it takes 140 hours to go from beginning to end. I hope it doesn't take me that long to find you-know-who. Well, I've made it inside the World of Nintendo headquarters in Redmond, Washington. This is where they assemble all the games and then distribute them all over the country. And look what I found, a rare map to that new game, Final Fantasy. I'm told it takes 140 hours to go from start to finish. Hope it doesn't take me that long to find you-know-who. Inside the World of Nintendo headquarters in Redmond, Washington. This is where all the games are assembled and then distributed all over the country. And look what I found, a rare map to that new game, Final Fantasy. It's where you have to defeat chaos. It takes 140 hours to go from start to finish. And I sure hope it doesn't take me that long to find you-know-who.
I know. I mean, 2 double clicks. That's the first ones today. Yes, we're gonna. Full picture of the design work that goes on here.
Well, in the product design department, we usually start with an idea and maybe draw some thumbnail sketches, very small pictures, and we show them to our boss, and if he likes it, we'll do a a drawing, a coloring drawing, rendering we call it. And then from there we'll do some sketch models and prototypes. And then finally we'll draw a drawing like this, an engineering drawing, so somebody can manufacture it.
What motivated you to design a hands-free device?
Well, originally I got a call from a person in Oklahoma. There's a mother in Oklahoma whose daughter who
Why
got
don't you start that over?
Okay. Originally, I got a call from a mother of a girl in Oklahoma who had recently gotten in a car accident. And she was paralyzed from the neck down and wanted to know if her daughter could somehow play Nintendo games, because she had a whole collection. And we decided it would be a fun product to make and try to help people out playing Nintendo games. So after about a year of prototypes, and we worked with people at Children's Orthopedic Hospital in Seattle, we developed an original one and had it tested, and we presented it to the girl after about a year. And she was able to play video games again.
Is your job fun?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun.
What makes it fun?
Oh, we get to see so many new and different things and write on new technology and try things out and play games. And it's just so many different things going on at the same time that you get to have some control over. That makes it interesting.
We're trying to teach or show kids that it's a lot of fun to play video games, but you got to go to school to do stuff like what you're doing. So, comment on that.
Well, my degree is a fine arts degree, and yet it took 5 years of school. I went to the University of Washington, and I was hired out of school for this job. But
So, okay, I like that. You have a fine arts degree, but it took 5 years for you to become a design engineer, really. So, the end result being that you get to work on games, but it still took a lot of schooling. So, kind of just wrap that up.
I'm trying to think how I could say that. I'm stuck for words.
Well, something to the effect that it's a lot of fun doing what you're doing, but now keep in mind the audience is 12 years
Yeah,
old.
well, that's what I'm trying to say. Your angle.
So,
yeah.
it's a lot of fun doing what you're doing, but it took a lot of education to get yourself to.
Yeah, well, that's true. It's a lot of fun doing what I'm doing, but it takes a lot of training, and you continue to have to study and keep up on new trends. Just learned the computer here for doing a new drafting technique. And I used to be able to do things by hand, but now we have to use the computer and teach myself a new computer programming language. And constantly there's new technology coming by that I have to update myself.
Great, that's perfect. That's what I was looking for. Okay, thanks.
I'm not as practiced as Howard.
This is kind of a little tricky. You can do by use by around with these. You call these.
Don't let it go to your hands. Which one? Okay, I found a way to go.
About a bit.
Did you? Yeah, I did.
Thanks a lot.
You know, I had trouble on one of them classes where the money is. I try to get the money.
Yeah, when I go over, I get about this many. I go jump, goes down, get it, bounce off, and keep on.
Oh, okay, because I usually end up at
I know.
One of the instructors is going to stop them for a second, start talking about the test.
What's this guy's name? This guy's
Anybody ready? Who did I talk to about their written test? Where's Kurt go?
Which one is yours?
Hey, everybody put your game on pause for a second, including Final Fantasy. Raise your hand if you have to take your oral examination, you have to take your oral test. Is anybody ready for that? Then you haven't taken one. Joel? Okay. Alright. And most of you guys are not done to that point yet now. Okay, go ahead and keep playing.
Could I ask, have you do that again? And
Alright, everybody. Let's go. No. So you three, you know you are.
Everybody's taking the test.
Okay, everybody put their game on pause, please. Listen up. Anybody here ready for their oral test has finished the Big Four and has played, if you're part of Final Fantasy, if you got here a little while ago, raise your hand if you need to take your oral test. Sheen. Anybody else? I already got you, and I already got you,
okay.
Joel.
All right.
Armando,
okay.
right?
take mine.
What you want now? Okay, Zelda and Dragon. Finish the Big Four, right? No, you haven't. Okay, finish the Big Four. Finish Dragon. You're taking your final Wednesday, right? Okay. I'm going to write that down.
It's hard to do.
No. I have that way again. No. Borrow that for a second. Just record the camera.
Can you play it?
Not well. That's a good one. Right.
Can you just work or
Yeah, can you?
This man, no.
18.
Can you do this? Can you show me level 1 and then, or level 9 and then jump to level 19 so I can see the difference between the two speeds of them falling?
This is pretty smart.
You've got like 3 straight ones here.
Okay, now can you jump to the next level?
Just reset.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, not while you're playing.
Okay,
You want to show them his hands?
yeah. Okay, now, Wybie, I need to get a tight shot of his hand, real tight, of this pressing.
What is that on the side there?
That's my ass up quick. Nope, not very helpful.
Yeah.